to the House Nerds, where we talk everything home. I'm Jenny Morris.
Hi there, I'm David Lawson. Welcome back.
Welcome. We are going to talk about lending today.
Yeah, Jenny, you're on the road. A little bit different
I
background there. We are always working, right? I don't know that we ever take breaks on our trips and vacations, but I know that's something that our customers appreciate. But you are always taking care of people behind the scenes.
I try. It's funny, even on our time off, we're constantly looking at real estate or
Yeah.
talking talking shop. But that's how you know you're doing something you enjoy. So there you
I'm
go.
always analyzing the architecture of every town we
Right?
visit. My wife can
Yeah.
see it in my eyes.
Yeah. Oh, look what they're doing. Oh, that's
Right.
cool. Yeah. Yeah.
So
So
last
Jamie,
time we got to talk about buying land or finding land, and today
right.
we get to talk about paying for the land and how that transitions into the process of getting your home built. But there's so many options and so many ways that can happen.
Yeah, there really is. Nobody really likes to talk about lending, but hey, it is part
It's
of the
important.
process for a
Yeah.
lot of people. The reality is, even if you have cash to purchase your land and finance your construction, a lot of people don't want to do that because they like and value the boundaries and the regulations that are provided through the lending process through a construction loan. So yes, there are a couple different ways you can go about it. You can purchase your land outright with cash, or you can finance it. That's one way to do it. You could also do a construction loan, and in that construction loan, you can purchase your land in that loan and then pay for your construction. That's an option as well. But there's also a lot of different products out there. And right now, one of the leading products is a single closing construction to permanent loan.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool because then you only have one set of closing costs.
And you
So say
minimize the risk on picking your interest rate too, right?
that's right. So you're going to lock your interest rate on the front end, which keeps you from having to deal with the fluctuation in the market, and that gives you a little bit more security. Now, if for some reason the market does shift in your favor, you can always refinance in 12
Yeah,
months.
cool.
Not a big deal, but it allows you to have a little bit more security and safety in the lending process.
Now, there's a lot of risk in using cash to build a house with supply chain these days because, a quote that you may have gotten to build the house is even a few weeks ago, a couple months ago, is completely different. And we just unprecedented need bigger contingencies now because things are changing so fast. So if someone's going to get a construction loan, they really need to do that up front, right? Like you can't get partway through the process because if you do and you decide, oh, now I need money, everything's got to stop and halt. There got to be lien clearances. It can get kind of crazy and hairy.
Yeah, it takes some time to fund a loan. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. It takes a good 30 to 60 days sometimes, depending upon what your income looks like, the way in what are you a self-employed person? Are you a W-2? What is your financial status? What's your credit? But yes, you are absolutely right. The last thing you want to do is get into a pickle in the middle of your building process. That is not good. And you always want to work with someone who's looking out for your best interest.
I do.
So, well, I mean, I do my best.
Absolutely. And I know
We
your customers know that about you.
we try. I mean, the lending process is not easy, but we do our best to look out for our borrowers and look for worst case scenario. I don't want to just sell you a product to get you into a loan as quickly as possible, especially in a construction phase. You want to also look at worst case scenario, especially right now, like what you said with the market volatility, logistics, supply chain. I mean, you have subcontractors and um, all the different parts and pieces that go into building. Supply chain is huge. You no longer have people putting a 30-day guarantee on a quote,
Right.
for instance. I mean, you get maybe, I don't know, 2 to 4 days, sometimes a week is all the guarantee that you get now. So supplies are definitely a hot topic. And the other thing is that if you have the cash, you may want to invest that cash so it makes
Sure.
its own money, and go ahead and use a construction loan just for the safeguards that that are offered with that. The builder has to be qualified by the lender. He has to work with the appraiser. He has to meet certain benchmarks, and they always have to go back to the spec and line up. So you're not going to be in a position as a cash person with a subcontractor or a contractor coming to you saying, I made a mistake and I need more money before they finished a job. That's
There's an
always a
extra
pickle.
level of accountability there.
Absolutely. Accountability is king when it comes to constructing your new home and building your new home.
And also the construction loans, if I'm not mistaken, they're interest only, right? So if even if you have cash and you want to start using cash, you only start paying the interest on the money that you've taken out to put towards construction.
Right, that's right. It works like a credit line. So really what you're going to do is submit your plans and then submit the particular, portions that you're going to start building on, and then take a draw from that quote unquote credit line. And that is the amount that you start paying the interest on. And as you continue to draw, whatever that balance is what you're paying the interest on. Now, the good news is that if you decide to do a one-time closing, it automatically, as soon as the final build is done and appraised, it flips
Inspected. Yeah,
automatically
cool.
into a permanent mortgage. You don't have to go through the lending process again. But if you decide to do a construction loan separate from a permanent mortgage, you'll then go through that lending process, and hopefully, Lord willing, you'll stay with the same loan officer so that they can do that quickly and efficiently for you.
All right, and you mentioned the design, which is a key part, which we're going to talk about next time, making sure that the design appraises for what can be built. And that's kind of my job and stepping in the process to make sure that you get a house that's, personal. It reflects you, but it also is an investment because the bank has to know that this house is quality and saleable and all that stuff. So we're going to talk about that next time. I want to go back to one thing that you mentioned before we wrap up, and that's the land, buying the land in cash and then doing a construction loan.
Yes.
There is a period you can't just, if you, let's say you want to use that land as collateral for your construction loan, then you have to let that sit for a while. And I know there's different statutes in different areas, but federally there's some regulations on that, right?
Yeah, Fannie Freddie has a 6-month seasoning period. It can be different state to state, so you'll definitely want to check with your loan officer. But in general, it's about 6 to 12 months, which
Cool.
is also just a good, especially now in this market, it's a great time period to just plan your design. There's
Right.
a lot of things, like we talked about previously, that go into the design phase and the lending phase. It just all takes time. So while you're taking the time to finish up your milestones to get you to the building phase, it's a great time for your land to sit in season anyway.
Cool. And if people have more questions, which they always do, this is a really complex topic, they can reach you at our website, housenerds.us.
Yeah, I'd love to talk with you, answer any questions. Same with David. If you have any design questions or you've got a piece of land that you're looking to build on, give us a shout. We'd love to help you.
All right. See you guys next time.
Thanks for joining us. Bye.